this kind of shot or this kind of shot?
Hello, welcome to the May 12th, 2021 Delhi Township Board of Trustee meeting. It is really nice to be back in person and seeing our coworkers and our guests and all of our department heads here. And hope you're doing well out there. We want to clarify before we start, the reason we are not wearing masks is we are spaced 6 feet apart. We all have been vaccinated, so we are following the CDC rules. That's why our administrator's in his place, but our fiscal officer is over to the left, and our counsel is sitting out in the audience. So just to make sure, before anybody questions, we are in CDC compliance. So with that being said, we will open the meeting, as we normally do, with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence is for Earl Ostertag, who is the father of one of our firemen. Earl was married for 58 years to Barb. He's the father of Ron Osterhag, Jenny Calcara, and I do hope I pronounced that right, and Tom Ostertag, and 9 grandchildren. He is an Army veteran. He graduated from Elder in '53. He was retired from Cincinnati Bell and a member and involved in the Kiwanis Club. So again, we lost a good one, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. So if we can please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
We might want to give it a moment. The flag's been downstairs for pictures for the last year.
What?
The flag is on its way up. It's
start
been
over?
restored, and
No, just.
Greg went to get the flag. It was downstairs. We haven't been here for a year. Sorry.
Somebody want to sing the Star Spangled Banner?
Picture on the
Michael.
anymore?
Uh,
You have a picture on your video anymore?
I do, but Greg should be back in a second.
You could sing and dance.
Somebody time him.
We could sing and dance?
Hopefully he doesn't get tripped up.
There, our Boy Scout. I know what's going on. All right. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you, everybody. I think we're in tune now. All right, Mr. Luby, approval of the minutes, please.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees regular meeting held on April 28th, 2021.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending May 4th, 2021.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. Report from the fiscal officer?
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, our payroll on 4/29 was $320,000. And on 5/6, we received $44,000 for the Cincinnati Bell franchise fees. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving right along, trustee correspondence. Trustee Seavey?
Yes, just a reminder that tomorrow is the day for the mobile mammogram at the Delhi Lodge from 8 to 10 tomorrow morning. Now, there are a few appointments set, but they will accept walk-ins. So if you're considering it, get up tomorrow and meet us at the Lodge from 8 to 10. It's the UC Health mobile mammogram. Thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Davis?
Just one point, talked with a couple people out in the community who actually do watch our meetings, which is great. We hope that becomes more and more, especially now that we're live, which is nice. But they were mentioning the concern on all of the nuisance violations and zoning and things like that, and they thought they were questioning if whether that we had increased our staff and we all have this free time to go out and zing all these people. And I reassured them, no, most of the complaints that you have on nuisance violations, unless I'm wrong, come from neighbors or your backyard neighbor or whoever's around you. So it is not us so much being zooming around the township looking for someone to zing, if you would. Obviously, easy way around that is make sure your grass is cut and make sure your house looks nice as best you can. We all know that there are some certain circumstances out there where maybe it's someone elderly or handicapped, something that they might be challenged in some way. And if that's the case, then let us know, because we have lots of great people in this community that could help out if they needed to. But other than that, that's how we do that. So we are not proactive going out into the community trying to hit you on a nuisance violation. That comes from people driving by or neighbors normally, and there you go. So the best thing that I would say is, if it can be resolved, try to resolve it. Most of your neighbors are probably really good people, and you probably could just talk to them, instead of having to do a formal complaint and everything. But we also know that our numbers, Greg, are sky high. They were last year, and we're on a record-setting pace in 2021. So, again, it goes out. Just try to keep your place clean and avoid that. So, thank you.
Thank you. And I don't have anything this week, or this meeting, so thank you, everybody. All right, so we'll go to our departments, and we'll start out with the fire department. Mr. Luby?
We have a motion to accept the voluntary resignation of career firefighter paramedic Matthew J. Clausing, effective May 13th, 2021.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Unfortunately, we wish you the best. Matt? Chief?
No, I just said, Matt's been with us for the last 10 years. It is something to kind of take a loss in personnel with experience and stuff. This is one we saw coming, and that's the reason why we hired Haley and Whitney last month. So we kind of anticipated this. We wish him well, and thank him for his service to the community.
Yes, thank you very much so. Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation, we have no agenda items on the schedule. Is that still the same, Mr. Lusupi?
It's the same unless you have any questions for me.
Any questions?
No, I just want to compliment you on the notice that you put out about the events in the park, because people are getting some very, very positive reaction to it. So I think we'll have a great summer in the park.
Yeah, I think everything's filling up really quick, so, yes.
Very good. Trustee Davis?
No, good.
No? Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you for everything. Appreciate it. Police Department, again, no agenda items here. Anything, Assistant Chief?
I don't have anything unless you have questions.
Any questions?
No, best of luck in the golf outing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. One quick thing, which is awesome, and I think the more we share it, and I know you guys have been sharing it too, when someone on helping to identify, could you just do a public service for that, for people that would love to be contacted when you're looking for somebody, especially this most recent one that was stealing the beer at Kroger's? And when you get a visual like that in the face, it helps you guys, and it expedites your process of getting this guy picked up. And so for those that are watching, how can they get involved? How can they get connected in order to be notified when you're looking for someone?
If obviously they can call us anytime at 922-0060, or they can email the department, or citizenobserver.com. They can sign up to receive obviously notifications as well, so then they can respond directly with that.
Yeah.
Social media can be a nightmare sometimes, but it's one of our best friends as far as identifying people, like you mentioned.
Absolutely.
So if anybody has any questions, they can call me personally at the PD, and I'll be glad to help them out with that.
Yeah, 922-0060, and get on the email list and be notified when there's stuff going on in your community. It's a great service.
Absolutely.
And lots of times you're probably going to recognize someone, and for those out there doing the crimes and things like that, there's nothing that's not on camera anymore. You're crazy. So
Most importantly, we can't do our job without the citizens and your all's help, so
amen.
thank you.
Well, thank you for a great job. Appreciate it. Thank you. Public Works, no agenda items. Come on up. Any questions, Trustee Seavey?
No, for Ron?
Yeah.
No. Congratulations, Ron.
Trustee Davis?
No, congratulations on the best kept secret in the township. So, yeah,
There's probably more.
There'll be more?
there'll be more. Like yikers.
Uh-oh. For those that are watching, Ron got married and we didn't know he was getting married. So we're just kind of raising him a little bit. Now he's blushing and we love it.
Did you hear that sob out there in the community that said that those
They're all
broken
gone.
hearts?
He's
Yeah.
off the market.
Believe it.
Okay, Ron, thank you again for everything that you do.
Thank
Your
you.
team.
I was going to mention the road project real quick, just
Okay,
that the
good.
curb crew showed up this week, and they're moving fast and doing a good job. So,
Great.
more to come.
Great.
Thank
And the
you.
houses are coming down on
Yes.
Rapid Run.
Definitely staying busy on that. So I think they're moving to the fourth house, and we're still working with residents as far as closings and then finding houses, but it's going good.
Yeah, somebody stopped me the other day and said, "Oh, so we're getting some new houses on Rapid Run?" I went, "No,
Not exactly.
we're taking the old ones down.
Yeah.
It's the FEMA project." Oh, I didn't know about that. So, again, if you're watching, we're taking the houses down. We're not putting them up. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Administration, no agenda items. Mr. Cameron?
Hey, one thing to note is we've set a date for a ribbon cutting. So the playground, we hopefully will be done for a few weeks. That is expected to start June 1st and finish by August 1st. But we've set a grand opening for August 21st. It's a Saturday at 11, just to be safe. So the playground should be done by August, and we'll do something around that on the 21st.
Perfect. Any questions, Trustee Seavey?
No, I'm good.
Trustee Davis?
No, it's awesome. The residents all around there, I'm sure, are thrilled, and it's going to be nice, and get cameras up and rolling and keep it safe. That's going to be a great 1-2 punch, so good.
All right. Thank you very much. Community development. Believe this, we have a few things, don't we? All right. Resolution, please.
Resolution 2021-63, resolution certifying violation abatement expenses at 447 Vaughn Road, 469 Rosemont Avenue, 467 Rosemont Avenue, and 435 Vaughn Road to the county auditor for assessment, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, as you've seen on the screen up there, there is multiple pictures of the before and after. This is a lot of people are still probably questioning where it's Vaughn Road. It's actually Rosemont. There is a paper right away behind it, so that's what Vaughn Road is. But we had these 4 properties. We had to go out and abate them. As you can see, there's a lot of debris, especially in the lower left on that one, a bunch of tires, and we got it cleaned up, and hopefully we don't have to go back anytime soon.
Hope not. Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-64, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 471 Anderson Ferry Road, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution?
Sure,
Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, no problem. We
No,
actually
Mr. DeLong, can
start-
you just lower your mask
Sorry,
so that we can hear you? People
Sorry,
can understand
we
you. I'm
started
sorry.
with 23 of these originally.
started with 23, right.
And we were able to take off quite a few, so we're down to 8 total tonight. They were all in the conditions you see in these photos. I'll just, go through them all right now. We always hear complaints that most of our violations are rental properties. Actually, out of the 8 tonight, 4 are owner occupied, 3 are vacant, and 1 is a rental. So it just shows, and I appreciate Mr. Davis's comments about mowing. We have a couple dry days right now, everyone. Please get out. We're sitting right now at 418 complaints on the year. In the last week, we had over 79, and most of them were excessive vegetation. So if you can get out this weekend, help us out. We really appreciate it. Thank
Okay.
you.
If I could
Yep.
add something to Mr. Davis's comments earlier in the meeting, and then when Mr. DeLong mentioned, I think there was 15 that were removed from the agenda that were originally put on the agenda. It is not our goal to have a resolution on our agenda to have you to go cut your grass. It's not our goal. Our goal is to help affect you to get your grass cut because somebody has complained to us about it, or whatever the nuisance may be. So that's our role. We react to somebody complaining. We're not out proactively looking at all the grass, and we hope not to be showing anything on this agenda in regard to it. So that's our goal, is to not have them on this agenda, and 15 of them came off for this meeting. So we're grateful for that, as well as everybody else who maintains their lawn.
Exactly. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-65, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 525 Ivory Court, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Mm-mm.
No. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-66, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 3940 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Nope.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-67, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4017 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Nope.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-68, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4250 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Nope.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-69, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4989 Francis View Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution? No.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-70, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 5433 Cleves Warsaw Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Greg,
No.
is that occupied or what's the story?
That one is a vacant property.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I will second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2021-71, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 306 Anderson Ferry Road, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I will second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? No.
That's not a junk vehicle?
No, that one has been in front of the board a couple times. He was in front of the board, I think back in 2015, 2014, it was before my time. And we were going after him for a junk motor vehicle, and it was settled that he could cover the cars. So we do have an issue with him keeping the cars properly covered with form-fitting covers, so we try to work with him on that all the time.
Okay.
So
all
he is
right.
allowed to keep those on the property.
Okay. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I will second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes. Any other comments, Mr. DeLong?
No, I mean,
Okay.
one thing I hate beating a dead horse here, but, we were talking about Ivory, the 418 complaints we had, we actually received 8 additional complaints from the public over the last week on that property alone. So when we say 418, it's really not the true number. And it just shows, the residents are using the action line, they're calling us. about these properties constantly. They see them as they're driving around the neighborhood. I mean, it is a beautiful time of the year, and flowers are blooming, and sometimes they get buried in the grass right now.
Sure.
So,
Greg,
but
the property we looked at yesterday, that is not on tonight?
that was on there. That was 525 Ivory.
That is, okay, so it's
That was
not
on there
the
tonight.
other, not Don Lar, is that,
It's at the corner of Don Lar and
Don,
Ivory.
okay, at
Yeah.
that, gotcha.
Yep.
So that was fast.
It was fast.
Oh,
that was one
good,
of our
Greg.
quick
Thank
ones.
you.
We're usually 4 to 6 weeks. We got that one in 4. So
Wow.
there you go.
Either that or they saw us standing there. One of the two.
Thank you very much. Okay, now would be the time for public comments. Nobody signed in to publicly speak, so we will move on to announcement of community events.
The We Thrive community event, UC Health Mobile Mammography Van, will be tomorrow, May 13th, from 8 a.m. to 10:30. It will be at the Delhi Park Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. To schedule a screening, you can call 584-7465. The Delhi Community Yard Sale will be Saturday, May 15th, from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that will be at the Delhi Senior Center parking lot. You can call the Parks office for more details. The Cincinnati Recycling and Reuse Hub, the electronics recycling drive-through drop-off dates are Saturdays, May 15th and May 29th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The location is 911 Evans Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45204, and is $10 per vehicle for most items, and some items may require per-item fees. You can visit their website or call 538-3798. The Delhi Farmers Market begins Saturday mornings from May 29th through August 28th. It is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Clearview Lake and Delhi Park. You can call the Parks office for more details. Delhi Township Veterans Association Memorial Day Ceremony is Sunday, May 30th from 1 to 2 p.m. It will be at the Veterans Memorial Park here at 934 Neeb Road. The public is invited to attend. Parking and a shuttle bus will be available at the Delhi Senior Center on Neeb Road. This year's ceremony will include the dedication of a new Killed in Action memorial, and there will be grilled food and drinks also be provided following the ceremony. Delhi Parks Department presents Fishing on Fridays, May through September, from 7 a.m. until dusk at Clearview Lake at Delhi Park. Fishing is available to Delhi residents and is permitted in designated areas, and you can call the Parks Department if you have any questions. That's all we have.
Nope, it's on the back.
Be on the back.
My bad. The High Branch Library Outdoor Story Time is Tuesdays and Wednesday mornings from 10:15 a.m. to 11 a.m., and that will be on the front lawn. The High Branch Library Discover Summer Events. The Cincinnati Observatory presents Aliens, Thursday, June 10th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Learn about aliens from the experts at the Cincinnati Observatory. The ages are grades 1 through 5, and registration is required. Bubble art will be Saturday, June 12th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. It'll be outdoor, weather permitting, and it's fun for all ages. Registration is required. The Do-It-Yourself Chia Pet, Saturday, June 26th from 11 to 12 p.m. Children of all ages are invited. Craft and plant your own Chia Pet. Registration is required. The Delhi Historical Society program, the Cincinnati Germans Before World War I, will be Monday, June 14th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., and it will be Facebook Live. Presenter Don Heinrich Tolzmann, German history scholar, retired director of German American Studies and programs at the University of Cincinnati.
All right, so things are kicking in. Programs are starting. Sounds wonderful. All right, we do have a need to go to executive session tonight, so if we could have the motion, Mr. Luby?
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, promotion, and/or employment and/or compensation of public employees of the township.
So moved.
Seconded.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, motion carries. That's it for tonight. Our next meeting is Wednesday, May 26th, where we will get our department summaries for the month again. So everybody stay safe, and we will see May 26th.